By the end of this video, you're going to know 3 strategic steps or hacks that you can take in order to overcome the inner sheep and to establish or reconnect yourself with your inner wolf. I'm talking about ways to overcome the stress response that you experience when faced with potential bad news, or when faced with a potential text from a romantic partner, a colleague, an employer, or even the feeling that you may get when you're afraid to open an email because you don't know what's on the other side of that click. What we've got here is what I call the GC hijack. It's the glutamate cortisol spike that you experience when you feel under stress. The word stress is bandied around a lot, but actually what's happening is that you're having a brain chemical spike, a neurological response to fear. And the problem with that is that it's turning you into a reactive and submissive person. And if you allow yourself to be submerged by this GC spike, you're going to become submissive, passive, and reactive. But also you're going to become putty in other people's hands. So far from being the wolf, you're going to be the sheep. If you're interested in finding out how to connect with your inner wolf, stay with me for a little while and I'll walk you through some of the strategies that we can employ to get back some vital control. So what is the glutamate cortisol spike? In short, it's a chemical imbalance which is a response to the fight or flight fear experience when you feel anxious. And the problem with it is that it's going to cause you to act in certain ways which are counterintuitive. The rational, proactive thing that you should be doing is overridden by the spike, and so you end up reacting to what other people want you to do rather than taking the time out you need in order to think clearly. In short, you become hijacked by your own brain. Your own neurology is basically sabotaging your ability to act effectively. And now that you know this, there are things that you can do to overcome the problem. So what are they? So what are the differences between the sheep-like and the wolf-like behavior? Well, the sheep-like is going to be submissive. It's going to be passive. Bear in mind that sheep is a prey animal, and as a result, the sheep is going to be fearful. The opposite side of the coin is the wolf. The wolf-like is a cooperative member. The wolf-like is a strategic member, and the wolf-like is a purposeful member. So instead of being merely reactive, the wolf-like personality is more proactive. How can we get ourselves out of the reactive and into the proactive? What strategies can we employ in order to get this done? By knowing how your chemistry is hijacking you, and by knowing that what we used to call stress is simply a glitch in your system, this gives you the armaments and the weaponry and the knowledge that you need to be able to take better control of your outcomes. So let's have a look at what we can do. 3 simple steps in order to gain better control and get in touch with our inner wolf. You see, I was skeptical at first when I discovered this. I thought, how can you in 60 seconds overcome or undo years of blithering and blundering? But it can be done. All it takes is 3 basic hacks. And the first one is that you need to shoot the messenger. Now, by that I mean, instead of dwelling on the bad message, wherever it comes from, say it's a text, say it's an email, say it's a person, you need to disconnect, neutralize the messenger. You need to separate yourself, put yourself into a mental isolation chamber. Turn the phone face down. Close the email. Get away from the bad actor. Put yourself into a mental isolation chamber for at least 60 seconds. Let the cortisol spike wane. Allow your frontal cortex to re-engage and to give you some better ideas of how to negotiate the situation. The second thing you need to do is a GABA break. What I recommend here is that you do some box breathing. 5 of them Stimulate your vagus nerve so that it takes better control of A, how you feel, and B, how you think. What you're going to do is you're going to engage in a GABA release. See diagram. The final third hack that I recommend is that you do an ownership audit. Now, an ownership audit is you asking yourself simply, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I want approval? Am I doing this because I want a pat on the head? Do I want a Scooby Snake? Or am I doing this because this is the best, most proactive way to negotiate myself forward in a purposeful manner? I think we all know which is the more positive question to ask ourselves. And I think we know which is the more positive outcome that we're seeking to establish. Getting away from the sheep and getting into the wolf is not simply a matter of putting on a different mask. It's about getting in touch internally with your own sense of purpose, autonomy, and power. So, stop basking in the need for approval. Stop acting like a prey animal. Start to find your own purpose, to establish your own values, and to become a proactive agent in your own life. If you find yourself getting anxious, stressed, worried, nervous about certain small events, isolate yourself from the event. Take some deep breaths. Ask yourself, what the heck am I doing this for? And having established that you're not in this life in order to seek the approval of other people, having established that you're not a sheep, you need to establish, therefore, what are you? And I would suggest that you establish yourself as the wolf. If you can engage in these simple hacks, and if you wish to get some help with these simple hacks, feel free. Download the Wolf Op Blueprint. It's just a couple of pages. It's a little checklist that you can engage in order to get in touch with your inner wolf. And once you've done those hacks, and once you've realized that your neurochemistry has been hijacking you, and once you realize that you can get in touch with your own inner wolf, the only question I have left for you is, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? You know what the time is. So peace out, everybody. And I'd like to leave you with one final thought, if I may. And that is, whatever it is you dare to do or dare to dream, you can begin it now.